Good evening. This is Colin Helper, and it's my presentation for interpersonal communication project. The first part that we'll go over is the introduction. Um, I'm Alan Helper, retired from the United States Air Force. I currently work at the Dayton VA. I'm pursuing a master's in counseling, focus on military resilience, and I've learned quite a bit about my communication style throughout this class. This discussion will mainly focus on better communication with my spouse. So moving on, my overarching goal is simple. It's to develop better communication with my spouse. As I'm sure it is with most couples, communication is the key to success. Far too often we have arguments. Me and my wife are trying to one up each other, trying to avoid being the loser. This presentation is going to deal with my background, the positives and negatives of kind of my influences as far as my personality goes, the barriers to the communication with my wife, the internal and external noise that we have around us and within us. And I will discuss some solutions for my overarching goal. So, that being said, we'll get moving right on into it. We'll get into my background. Positives and negatives. My positives, I came from an upbringing that allowed for open communication. Me and my mom had a very open, trusting relationship in my teenage years. We could talk to each other about anything, and that continues to today. I also work as a nurse at the Dayton VA, where on a daily basis I happen to inhale various problems under different situations, and I have to learn to exhale without being judgmental. Negatives in my background. My first wife, we were married for quite a while, and really what ended it was the fact that we didn't really communicate very well. It was the 1950s style communication, if you will. If there wasn't a problem, or better yet, if there was a problem, we just didn't talk about it, and therefore it didn't exist. So I've really had to adjust my communication and learn with my current marriage. And also, although my job is a positive, it's also a negative. I've been, during the day, I have to deal with people's problems all day long, and I also, for solving problems, just dealing with a lot of negative things at work, and trying to work through it all. So when I get home, I guess with problems in my first marriage as well, I just didn't want to talk very much. So trying to get over that, me talking all day, and then my wife being home with 4-year-old all day, where she's had as adult or child conversation, trying to find that happy medium. So my job was kind of a positive and a negative. And as far as my personality pattern goes, I've actually I take another class. It's basically development across the lifespan, and there's a work by Carbonell that we go with, and it develops the personality pattern. And with my personality, what they describe as a DI, I have active personality, task oriented. I have active personality, people oriented. What this means, I believe that people expect me to be determined and inspirational. I believe people want me to take charge, multitask. I'm expected to drive and impact others, and that's pretty much what goes on with my job. Um, Positives from this, I can multitask. I'm organized. I know what to expect from people. They know exactly what to expect from me. I'm kind of what you see is what you get. Uh, this was perfect in my military career, 20 years in the military. Uh, but at home, it can be difficult with my wife and my kids. I couldn't be too hard on them both, or all three of them, in what I think is only going halfway in everything that they do, or a task that I ask them to do, Um, I just have to learn that their halfway may be their full way. Uh, Even though I look at it as only doing things halfway, they look at it as getting the full task. Now, barriers to our communication. Um, we talked about the flat brain syndrome in this class. We talked about inhaling and exhaling. Um, just a partial quote from Stewart. You want to read it. Stewart writes, "There is much more to inhaling than passive reception of incoming messages. Inhaling combines the two active interpretive processes of perceiving and listening." Um, Difficulty with that. I always want to, when I don't fully inhale. I don't let my wife finish her sentences. I'm always looking to jump right in, or as soon as she gets me with a gotcha moment, I get that flat brain. I immediately go into wanting to be the talker and jump in and get my point across. My wife's very high strung. I want to try to do better in letting her get her feelings out. I'm wanting to try to keep her getting my own gotcha moment, and more open-ended questions. For example, she starts going on and on and on. What she finishes, I can just do the questions like, "So you're saying that having to be with a 4-year-old all day is stressful, and you need a break?" Noise pollution. There's internal noise pollution, external noise pollution. Internal noise pollution is all the crap that's going on in my head all day long, and trying to get rid of that when I get home. External noise in the house is obviously the kids, the TVs. We have 3 dogs, 2 cats, so trying to put all of that aside to have a good, meaningful conversation. We started making lists during the day of maybe pressing things, not so pressing things, to go over with in the evening time when it's quiet. We're laying in bed and kids are asleep, and that seems to be working out. Next, my action plan or a conclusion. I plan to be open and present with my wife and take in everything she says and try to give back good feedback, honest feedback. I'm going to do my best to fight the flat brain syndrome, because I get it bad. I go on the defensive pretty easy, so I'm going to try to do better in that area. And last, and we really have already started working on this, so is to clear my mind, come into every conversation with an open mind, and just if we want to have meaningful conversation, try to just do away with all the distractions. So that's pretty much it as far as me for interpersonal communication and my plan to be more open and have better communication with my wife. So I've enjoyed the class, learned a lot, and thank you very much, and thank you for your time.